Ryan frickin' Reynolds. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'll be honest with you, I'm very nervous. I'm the executive producer of the show, and normally I don't do these interviews, and we had some behind the scenes things take over, but I'm very excited to be speaking with you.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I do want to say this movie, The Adam Project, I love it so much. It gives me those feelings of when I was a kid in the 80s watching films like The Goonies, E.T., Back to the Future, into Jurassic Park. Is this a movie you hope that kids will, I guess when they see it now, 20, 30 years from now, they have that exact same kind of feeling?
That is the hope. I mean, I don't pretend that going into any kind of movie, you're thinking this is going to be a classic, but Adam Project is truly special. I think working with Sean Levy, we did Free Guy together. We had such an amazing experience creatively on that. We both produced Free Guy together. We both produced Adam Project together as well. And we just wanted to keep that creative ball rolling. And the Adam Project felt like one of those, you described it best, like one of those older Amblin kinds of movies that's like this huge wish fulfillment, but with huge spectacle, but also that was about something kind of personal and intimate at the same time. And I think that's what those movies back in the day used to do. E.T. and Goonies and all those, they were always about something that would, it always offered you huge spectacle and fun, but also punched you in the heart in those moments. And we really wanted to make something that ticked those boxes in a great way and really left you with that kind of feeling that we had when we watched those movies, that sort of warm, nostalgic kind of feeling that is so important.
Yeah, the punch you in the heart is exactly what I wanted to touch on, because as a father myself, I was watching that film and I was following the journey. And as I got to the end, I haven't cried in a film since probably Toy Story 95 when I was a kid. And that film was very emotional. And as someone like yourself who does a lot of physical roles, how did you have to prepare differently for this, being that it's an emotional role versus so much physical?
I kind of looked at the very old school Mary Pickford model, which is that you make them laugh, make them cry, and then bring them back to laughter. And she said that, I don't know, 80, 90 years ago. And it's just, I think it's a timeless expression when in filmmaking. I mean, that's really at the end of the day, what you want to feel when you go see a movie. So preparing for this movie was really just about reflection. I mean, so much of what's on the screen is reflects my childhood growing up, reflects my relationship with my father, which was, he's passed away now, but was extremely complicated and fraught, and also very subjective. I mean, if you were to ask him, it would be what completely different experience than if you were to ask me. And somewhere in the middle of those two stories is the truth. And that's kind of where we wanted that was the sort of area we wanted to examine in the Adam Project.
Did you take any of those feelings home with you to your family and your kids and your wife? Imagine acting particularly that last scene, for those who will eventually see this, like that was the heart punch. That really got me. It was an amazing scene, beautiful acting for all three of you guys. I just wondered if you took any of that home each day filming.
I don't tend to be that guy that takes the stuff home, but I do understand how fleeting time is, and I do understand that you never know when you're going to be saying goodbye, and that's the kind of feeling that I hopefully carry with me everywhere, independent of working on a movie or not. But you certainly, after shooting this film and during the process of it, I was probably hugging my kids a little tighter than normal, and wanting to hang out with them a little bit more. I have three daughters who are, pretty young, 7, 5, and 2, but man, it goes by fast, as you know.
Gotcha. Yeah. Last question. It'll be a fun one, as that was all emotional. Time machines. That's what the movie's pretty much all about. If you had a choice to go back in time or forward in time, which would you choose? Back, if you choose that, what year and event in history? Forward, what are you wanting to see and what are you wanting to know?
Man, I don't think I would go back, because that would be, there would be too many calls to action. You'd be wanting to intervene in all kinds of crazy things. But I think so going forward, I think would be interesting. I would love to see kind of what the world looks like 30, 40 years from now. Hopefully it's okay. Yeah. As fraught and scary as it all is right now. But I would love to see it. I'd also love to see where my kids end up. Okay. It's a view into something that I don't think many of us would get to see, but I'd love to see where my kids are in 60 years from now. That would be cool.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. The perspective of life, once you've created it, it really changes everything. So you can relate. And I know you got to go. So I appreciate your time, Ryan Reynolds. The Adam Project is on Netflix now, streaming. Thank you for your time, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the interview. You're great. That was fantastic.
All right, thanks, man.
You.